Welcome back to Wake Up with Cheddar. As coronavirus cases continue to spike across the country, local officials are taking swift steps to try to curb the spread. Here in New York, Governor Cuomo now mandating that indoor restaurants, bars, and gyms must close at 10 p.m. for the foreseeable future. Andrew Alfano, CEO of Retro Fitness, joining us now to talk about the impact of these reimposed curfews on his business. What do you make of these new restrictions?
Well, good morning, Jill. Thank you very much for having me back. I appreciate it. For the viewers that don't know, Retro Fitness operates 121 health clubs in 12 different states. So we have a lot of great data showing that there is no correlation between health clubs and the coronavirus and any outbreaks whatsoever. We're fortunate enough to have a very good relationship with the state of New York. We've been working very closely with their top officials. We've been working very closely with top officials in a number of states, including Florida as well. So we weren't caught off guard with the pullback in the time. But what we have shared with the governor in bringing back the 10 o'clock curfew is that the only people that really work out at our health clubs between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. are policemen, firemen, healthcare workers. These are shift workers. These are the folks that work out in the overnight. And as you know, this is a non-discriminating disease. It does not discriminate against the population, and it certainly doesn't know the time. So before 10 p.m. or after 10 p.m., we have asked the governor to reconsider, as well as we really feel that health clubs are an extension of the healthcare system. We are not part of the problem. We are actually part of the solution. And what we would like to see is the health clubs really be decoupled from the bars. I love going out to restaurants. I love going out to bars as much as anybody else. The reality of it is that is just not essential. But being fit, being healthy, if we have learned anything throughout this pandemic, is that exercise is medicine. And the one data point that we do have is that if in fact you were a gym goer, the demand to get back to the health club is very, very high. Matter of fact, our gym joins for the health clubs are up 20% since the pandemic, since we've been allowed to open or reopen, I should say, as well as I will tell you the investor community. Who recognizes that fitness is really about to take off. If the pandemic unearthed anything, it was a lot of the unhealthy behaviors that we have here in this country.
So there was data that it was out last week that showed the virus is being spread at gyms. Where are you getting the info that it's not? Is that just from your specific chains? You haven't found any spread because of what you're doing? Because data actually suggests that gyms are pretty high risk.
So we have not seen that data, and I'd love to see it. Matter of fact, this is where myself and the governors have a lot in common. We believe in facts, we believe in data, we believe in science, and that should really do the heavy lifting for all of us. We know in working with other fitness leaders around the country, matter of fact, I sit on a panel with fitness leaders even internationally, and just in the US, there is a data point of 49.4 million check-ins. Check-ins related back or traced back to corona is 0.002%. So again, I think in a pandemic, and especially now that we have the city of Philly closing down health clubs, the city of Chicago that are asking people to stay at home as a request, we can't simply be telling people they can't. We can't keep telling people to go back to the couch. We know this far into the pandemic that the average weight gain is 15 pounds, the average. So that also means that people have now gained 18, 20 pounds. You can't send them back to the couch in the midst of the holidays, in the middle of winter, and expect more weight gain not to occur. If we want to keep people off ventilators, we have to keep them out of the hospitals. If we want to keep people out of the hospitals, we have to help the country get healthy. And if there's any message, and I challenge all governors, I sincerely challenge all governors, state officials, if in fact you have a health awareness campaign, it is not breaking through the clutter. What the people are hearing is what they can't do, and what we really need to focus on is getting people healthy. As bad as the virus is, consider that according to the CDC, over 200,000 people die every year, not just this year, every year in obesity-related deaths, and according to the World Health Organization, 2.8 million people die every year. So those are perennials. Those are flowers that pop up every single year. So we're going to get through the virus. And the good news is that we're having this conversation while there's a conversation being had about vaccines coming out. What I am not hearing, and what I'm encouraging all state officials, specifically the governors who really have the biggest megaphones, is we really want to hear them help create a awareness campaign. Matter of fact, Governor DeSantis in Florida, we work very closely with his team. They were one of the first states to open up health clubs, and they recognize that we have to get society healthy again. So the fitness industry, we work with many other leaders. Again, we believe that we are part of the solution, not part of the problem. And we look forward to working very closely. But if in fact there is data that says health clubs are the same or as problematic as bars, which it's going to be a stretch to get me there, to be perfectly honest with you, we're certainly willing to comply with any mandates.
So you say that you spoke to Governor Cuomo, or at least his office, about this 10 p.m. restriction. What has the response been, and do you think that it might get overturned?
I'm not sure if it's going to be overturned. Again, we work very closely. I've not spoken directly with the governor, but his people, out of his office. And they're very cooperative. They're very good people. Matter of fact, I will tell you, I have every confidence that Governor Cuomo wants all New Yorkers to live their healthiest life. But here's the reality. 2 out of 3 people, 62.7% of New Yorkers, pre-pandemic, this is last year's numbers, 62.7% of all New Yorkers are overweight or obese. And it's not going to prevent you from getting the virus if you're fit and healthy. But if you are one of those that are fit and healthy, they're likely going to send you home. So we're talking about ventilators, we're talking about hospitals. It's those people with pre-existing conditions that, and again, I suspect, unfortunately, there are people that have been dealt a bad hand, and they have, a small amount have the pre-existing conditions because of genetics. But the reality of it is, obesity and being overweight is one of the leading causes of these pre-existing conditions. So this is not about health clubs. This is not about retro fitness, as much as we would love to hear the governors start talking, which Governor DeSantis himself has, and I've been speaking directly with his teams. There is more to public health than just a virus. There's mental health, there's physical health. We know that suicides are up. We know that a lot of this is related. So we applaud what certainly that state is doing, and we hope that many other states follow suit. And again, the investment community also recognizes that coming out of this, they have to get capital working for their shareholders. And we have had one of the best months. Retro Fitness is a 100% franchise organization. Our September, if you can imagine this, in the midst of a pandemic, we had the best September in franchise sales since September of 2013, and we had the best overall month since 2017. Wow. This is a $30 billion industry that pre-pandemic was forecasted to grow 20% over the next 5 years. And as you know, unfortunately, there are a number of the fitness organizations that got seriously wounded, and some are not coming back at all. The good news is that we are in a position to continue to invest into the organization. So we have a new technology roadmap. We recognize that the brick and mortar of the gym is only one dimension of what our organization needs to offer our members. Matter of fact, today, if I can give a shameless plug, we're going to be announcing a partnership with the Culinary Institute of America alumni, Chef Elizabeth Makos, where we now have healthy cooking segments, a series on YouTube. We recognize that beyond just going to your health club and the physical, the strength train, et cetera, a healthy lifestyle is happening all the time, right? So 80% what happens to your body is what you put into it. So we're very proud to have Elizabeth Makos on. I'm going to probably be in trouble by my marketing team for releasing that early, but we're focused on nutrition. We are focused on mental health. We are going to be talking about an at-home solution. And I think the online workouts, truthfully, for the fitness industry, that's almost ticket to entry at this point. But we're very excited about the investments that we've made, and we're very excited about the future of Retro.
All right. Great to have you on. Appreciate your insight. Andrew Alfano, CEO of Retro Fitness. Thanks.